That's always my favorite comment is, I wrote the book, you do the marketing, you do the rest. Ah, my friend, if only we lived in that world, and we used to, but not anymore.
Yeah,
I don't even know if we ever did.
no, I think Charles Dickens probably got to say stuff like that, but not a modern author.
Well, I bet Stephen King probably has that going even as we speak, because the title of his next book is always Stephen King's next book sold. I'll read it. It's fine. So, okay, well, let's talk a little bit about marketing, and then I want to come back and I want to come at this from what you're going to do for me, the amazing one of 5 authors that you've decided you absolutely have to take on, because I'm great. And I want to do that next. But first, let's talk a little bit about marketing. What should an author expect to do, and what are the most important things an author can do to market themselves, build their brand, all that good stuff?
Well, so this is how I usually talk to authors about marketing. Before they've signed a book, I always say to sort of like, do everything they can to bump up their social media presence. Get involved on Goodreads, review books, get friends, go on Twitter, go on Instagram, make as many connections as you can so that down the road, when you are announcing your book, you're not just announcing it to your mom and your best friend.
Who will both buy copies, for sure.
They will definitely buy copies, so you don't even need to pander to them. But also, interacting. I think sometimes authors who don't have a product to hawk, as it were, don't interact with their communities as actively because they think that they don't need to yet. But it's important to build relationships and do things like, promote someone else's book, help someone do a giveaway, review a book, so that when the time comes, that person will be like, oh, I want to help you too, because I remember you did all those nice things for me when my book was out. If it is like a post-deal situation, what I usually have authors do is write down a list of everything that they would love to see done from their book, from the online blog tour to appearing on the Today Show, and kind of just keep it in the back of their mind, and to look also at what other authors with similar books or in their genre have done from a marketing perspective that has worked really well for them, or that you think you could do for your book as well. And then eventually you'll talk with your publicist at a publisher, and they'll start telling you what they have on deck for you to do. And it's obviously not that entire list. But then you can go through that list and check off everything the publisher is doing for you that you don't have to worry about, and then look at what remains and see if you maybe need outside assistance with that, if it's something you can do yourself, and it's like a dream situation. You just gotta cross our fingers. But I find that thinking about it beforehand and putting all those ideas out, even if some of them are crazy, helps you kind of focus and put on that hat a little bit more effectively.
Okay. So if I'm going to go out and I'm going to hire a publicist like previous guest Megan Beatty or Claire McKinney, always gotta plug those episodes. Both great PR people. Go back, check out their episodes. They're wonderful. I'm going to hire a publicist in addition to the house's publicist. Is that enough? Can I call it a day, or do I still need to do additional things? And if so, what do I need to be doing?
I'm not sure it should be. The more involved you are, the better. Not everyone can be, obviously, but I think that I lost my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah, so doing your own due diligence. So not just handing something off to a third-party publicist and hoping that they know what they're doing. Sort of talking and strategizing. So if you're writing in middle grade or YA, Facebook advertising is probably not going to be super effective for you because young readers aren't really on Facebook. Also cover reveals don't statistically really do anything in terms of pre-orders. And obviously everything that you want to do sort of involves in getting buzz to the book and talking about it, but also pre-orders are huge, right? So anything that you can do to get people to pre-order the book, to post daily reviews, to start, to recommend it, that's all stuff that is important in the marketing sense of things. Other things, like for instance, not book tours, book launch parties, they're fun and they're great and you should do them because you should enjoy yourself, but that's really more like a for you thing than like a marketing thing, if that makes sense.
I would have said that, but then I went to Annie Sullivan's launch party a couple of weeks ago after she came on the show. She did it not that far from my house, and they had for her book Tiger Queen, free promotion. Annie, we love you. Tiger Queen, check out Annie Sullivan's book; it's really good. But she had a giant tiger cake that my son ate 3 pieces of, and she had more people than within this Barnes and Noble than most weddings I've ever attended. I'm talking like the big TV weddings that I've never seen anything like it, because I've been to a lot of book launches for my friends, and sometimes it's all our friends are here, we're having a good time. Sometimes it's nobody's here and this is awkward. How long do I have to stand here before I can leave too? But never anything quite like this particular book launch, where I swear half of Indiana must have walked through those doors. Pretty impressive. So let me ask you, okay, so I've got a publicist on the scene. I've got both publicist. I've hired my own. Are you at that point involved in helping me market, or are you working with other clients and focusing on the next project and getting a contract negotiated for that?
So I will always be around to talk to bounce ideas off of, to help if you aren't getting responses or need help sort of like talking to people or sort of figuring things out. But it's for me anyway, it ends up kind of being like a too many cooks in the kitchen situation, where I do not have a degree in communications or PR. So I can tell you what I've seen work, what I think you can do, what I've seen other people do, but I don't want to advise you to do things that your publicist, whether an in-house publishers or third party, might turn around and say, no, don't do that. That's ridiculous. Why did you spend an hour putting together these bookmarks? We don't need those. And the same goes for the editorial process. Once we got you signed and you have an editor, I will be around to bounce off ideas and sort of talk through any issues you think you're having or whatever, but I won't really sort of put my hands in editorially as much as I did beforehand, because again, my editorial thoughts are not the ones that now take priority.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they paid money. Listen to the money people.
Exactly.